to the Miami Heat Zone podcast. We're pushing to 6,000 subscribers. We're almost at that goal. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. So per Windhorse, Suns guard Bradley Beal and his agent have had no talks about waiving his no-trade clause. There have been no discussions about trades with the Suns or any team. So his agent, Mark Berenstein, said Bradley's total focus is on helping the Suns turning things around. Bartelstein did not rule out the possibility of waiving the no-trade clause for an approved deal if a perfect situation came up, but that action is not currently under consideration, Bartelstein reiterated. At the end of the day, guys, he is going to strong-arm the Phoenix Suns. He is not just going to go to any other team. He said he's only interested in going to, if he even thinks about waiving it, is the Nuggets, the Lakers, and the Miami Heat. So obviously the Miami Heat do not want him. What would the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets really benefit from getting Bradley Beal, who's inconsistent, he's always injured, and that contract, nobody is trying to pay that contract. And then also, too, the minute you get him, he's going to strong-arm you. Because now he's going to say, no, you're not going to trade me because I have the no-trade clause. And that's exactly why the Miami Heat never wanted him from the beginning. It's already been reported. The Phoenix Suns, allegedly, they're willing to give Jimmy Butler $111 million for 2 years. And that's what Jimmy Butler wants. Obviously, it's about the money for him. But then at the same time, I can easily see Jimmy Butler staying because the Miami Heat, even if they do trade Jimmy Butler, they want cap flexibility. They don't want to take on a bunch of long-term salary. They want guys who they make minimum to decent salary, but then also, too, they don't want to give up a lot of assets. They want flexibility, but then they also want win-now players. So this is a very complicated situation here when it comes to Jimmy Butler leaving. And the only place he really hasn't shot down, he shot down Milwaukee. He shot down the Grizzlies. He's shooting down other teams behind closed doors besides the Phoenix Suns. So Shams was actually definitely right when it comes down to Jimmy Butler. And this is all about money. Windhorse said it yesterday. This all comes down to money. At the end of the day, though, when this suspension is over, Jimmy Butler needs to come back, play these games. We'll see how this season turns out. And if he wants to leave, leave. And if he wants to stay, maybe Pat Riley, depending on what the team does and how he plays, will sign him to an extension. But $111 million, allegedly, that's what Jimmy Butler's looking for. The Miami Heat are not going to give that to him. And Jimmy Butler needs to be realistic. Think about this, guys, because somebody said this in my comments. Jimmy Butler wasn't even an all-star last year. How on earth are we going to give you a max deal? How? How are we going to give you a max deal? And you weren't even an all-star. You're not playing like an all-star. Don't get me wrong. I think that Jimmy Butler still has a lot left in the tank, but I can't give him all this money, and you cannot count on him during the regular season. You cannot count on him to actually be a superstar player. And it doesn't mean that you're going to play 82 games, but even when you're out there, you're half-assing? And then at the end of the day, you want to say that you have no joy? Guys, listen, at the end of the day, man, this is a job. We won't always be happy going to work, but you're telling me that you're making $48.8 million this season? $500,000 plus every single game? You have to go out there and win for your team and be available. Obviously, if you're hurt, you're hurt. It is what it is. But when Jimmy Butler's out there, we needed an engaged Jimmy Butler. That's all Pat Riley's asking. He never said he wasn't going to pay him. He just said to wait on that contract based off this season. And I have no issue with that because it's franchise first. So when it comes to Bradley Beal and all the Jimmy Butler stuff, I think that Bradley Beal, he ain't going nowhere. Because like I said, you're going to need 3 teams to all agree on this trade for that trade to go down. And like I said, I think that the Miami Heat, if they don't get cap flexibility, if they don't get a win-now players, they're not making that deal. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. And thank you for all the support.